One of these days, I'm going to get back into my studio. I'm going to start recording again. I'm going to include more references and more research and build my credibility as the Creativity Sensei and Dr. B, and at the same time, continue to inspire you. I'm really all about inspiring others to do their art. It comes from a walking meditation that I did 26, 27, 28 years ago. I do have the date, but it's not coming to me off the top of my head right now. I think it was in November. And I'll have to pull that out and honor the beginning of this journey that I am currently traveling. I was walking around my yard, as I did almost every day, not with the idea that it was meditation, because I didn't understand that that was a thing, a walking meditation. And I didn't understand that I could hear things and talk to myself in a way that made sense. But at the time, I had my own business, which was sewing and making beautiful window treatments for interior designers that would be installed by my husband, my MacGyver, into homes throughout New England and even as far away as Florida and New York. But at the same time, I had this dream of being a writer. And so on many mornings, I would get up before the kids got up, and I would sit at my computer, various versions of computers and word processing programs. I even had a star writer at one point with its very limited memory, but the ability to actually print. I would spend an hour, sometimes even 90 minutes, writing, making up stories, writing novels. One of those novels, it was an idea that I had, I guess the kernel or the seed of it goes back to one of my first classes in college in art appreciation, where we would sit in a large lecture hall, the lights dimmed, the professor at the front of the hall showing us slides and images and pictures of great works of art throughout history. The textbook for that class was Jansen's History of Art. I think I still have my copy. We learned about different media. We learned about different techniques, different painters, different periods, and we got to see masterworks of those great artists. One was a statue made by Bernini of marble and gold called The Ecstasy of Saint Teresa. And it shows an angel piercing the side of Saint Teresa. She has a look on her face of pure ecstasy, both pain and pleasure, carved out of marble. That image stayed with me for years. And it ended up finding its way to my own creativity in a novel that I call Searching for Ecstasy, about a middle-aged woman frustrated with her own art who ends up meeting a much younger man who enjoys his own freedom, and he changes her life. I might call this character a bit of a rogue, a rapscallion, a Renaissance man. Anyway, he opens her mind, her heart, and her soul. And I'm not going to share the whole plot of that story, but the idea is every morning I would get up and I would work on that novel. I often told people I write so I can sew, and I sew so I can write. Sewing was my business. Writing was my passion. That novel remains one of my favorite pieces that I ever made. And not many people have read it. It stays secreted away on a file on my laptop, that whenever I get a new device, I always make sure that it transfers that file so it's not lost and forgotten. I think it's up to 140,000 words. Way too many for your typical novel. I see it as a fabulous beach read. So why am I telling you about this? We gotta keep showing up. When I was out on that walk, I posed the question, what should I do? And I was wondering, keep sewing, keep writing, or maybe try out visual arts, as my mother was a very accomplished oil painter. But instead, the answer that came to me instantly was inspire others to do their art. Do their art. Do their art. And instantly, immediately, I was filled with this squishy, nervous feeling because I knew it was right. It was the answer. It was the gold I was seeking. So here I am, decades later, continuing my mission. Whatever art form you're endeavoring to pursue, it's time. Do your art. I'm Dr. B, the Creativity Sensei. I support you. We're all in this together. The world is going to be a more beautiful place because of the art that you're making. A biento.